You're going against the setup of Yahweh Shem Shai. You're trying to go against prophecy, man. Right? Because where is it written in the scriptures? You know, what book is that? That you got to go get your own dagger and roll up to Buckingham Palace or, you know, or 10 down the street and try and execute judgment, man. What book is that, man?
That's like being in the spirit of a zealot. Those zealots got put to death, man. No, they got cursed out. They got put to death for trying to go up against the Roman Empire, stabbing man and all that. No, that's not the way, man. The Lord wasn't about that. He went with no zealots. Well, Simon was a zealot, but he came out of that. Simon the Canaanite, he was a zealot, but he came out of that spirit. And he just dealt with the spirit of prophecy, man.
Yeah, this thing is all about patience, man. You have to be patient. If you Google patient in the scriptures, man, you're going to find the word patient a lot of the times, man. It appears hundreds of times, the word patient.
You see, these niggas don't know about pain, yeah? Because if they are patient, they know what suffering is, yeah? They know what suffering is.
Well, to be patient is to suffer, man. You know, you're suffering the so-called white man, you're suffering his system. That takes patience, man. That's what we're doing. We're waiting upon the Lord. We're sighing and crying for the abominations that be done, man. That's what it's all about, man. You got to be patient. You got to wait upon the Lord. But to be patient, you have to have faith.
Ooh. Patience in the faith of the saints.
Patience in the faith of the saints, God.
Well, it says, woe unto you that have lost patience. So that means death unto you. That means destruction unto you that lose patience, man. The Lord said, wait ye upon me till he rises up into the
This is Luke 21 and 19. In your patience possess ye your souls.
God, in your patience possess you your souls, man. So if you have patience and you wait upon Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, in turn what you're doing, you're possessing your soul, man. You're making sure that you don't get you know, left behind in that day when the Lord comes back, man. Right? You're doing things in order. Let all things be done in decency and in order, man. You try and jump the gun, you know, creating your own prophecy, right? Creating your own book. They ain't gonna work, man. You gotta wait upon the Lord, man, to execute the judgment.
Right, when you come in that spirit, like you got these ISUBK knuckleheads going to gun ranges, shooting guns. When you show that to the world mass, they're just gonna look at you like these niggas are just some carnal monsters, man. Like they ain't spiritual at all. They're gonna look at you like they look at them Muslims strapping bombs to their chest and just walk into a fucking building and blow themselves up. There's nothing holy about that, man. That's carnal, man.
That's easy to infiltrate for Esau as well.
And Esau's just gonna label like, yeah, this is why we need to take these niggas out. You're giving us a bad image, man. And also to retain a good report. They ain't retaining a good report, man. Even in the eyes of this devil. You know? They ain't trying to be looked upon as no black militant group that's going out there ready to. Esau will come with all kinds of drones, all kinds of shit to fry you niggas, man.
Yeah, the Black Panthers already done that route, man. That didn't work, man. You know, walking around with the rifles, but the Black Panthers was set up anyway. No, but that don't work. That whole violence and, you know, holding M16s on the streets, wearing the full suit of black, that ain't gonna work for our people, man.
Yeah, Esau just got some foil, got a lighter, and got some cocaine.
Yeah.
And then that was the end of that, mate. I was sucking on some fat rocks. That was all kinds of fruit, man. Look at this, Acts 5 and 36. For before these days rose up Judas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who were slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all as many as obeyed him were dispersed.
Okay, so they all probably looked at like mighty men, man. They were getting the crowd hyped. Yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We probably had some next axes no one's seen before. Look at this axe, look.
They came in that spirit of Spartacus, man.
Yeah. They were shouting, hyping it up.
That wasn't the time, man.
They came to North. They came to North, man, because it wasn't the time. You were trying to go against prophecy, man. You can't. You're actually going against the Lord. You're going against the words of the Lord, man. If it's not written in the scriptures, don't do it, man. It's as simple as that, man. Just don't do it. There ain't no scripture that, you know, tells you to do that, so why would you do that, man?
But yeah, Yahweh ain't even been put on the cross yet, and man are trying to annihilate Rome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, man are trying to mess up all the prophecy, isn't it? That's how carnal these niggas are, man. It's like, yo, this prophecy's fulfilled up. Afterwards, the Lord said, word can't go void. You'll say, yo, call me tomorrow. Come on, man.
What scripture is that?
What's that in the Bible?
Yeah, it's like you got these guys going over to Israel. Where's that in the scriptures telling you to go to Israel now and try and lay down a foundation and live amongst some fake Jews, man? That's not in the scriptures either, so why would you do that, man?
I'm spending 8 years in the military and shit just to live there. I'm like, bro, that is lame. Yo, they're murking off some Palestinian youth then. Like, just like, well, you know, man, what are you all through?
Sense that it didn't predict it.
Back in Romans chapter 13 and 2, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation, man. You're going to be condemned, man. Right? The Lord is going to deal with you as if you were the oppressor himself, man. Because you went against the order. And you weren't patient, man.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right, so the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. All we have right now is this word, man, and the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's what we're going to use to bring down our enemies. And that's what Psalms 44.
That's right, man. Because this is what's pissing off Esau. The fact that we're in the gates of the nobles, on the highways and hedges, in his capitals, and we're proclaiming that his kingdom's gonna fall, man. It's like the spirit of John the Baptist, man. He was calling them vipers, he was calling them all sorts, man. You know, because he knew that judgment was coming. The judgment was coming for them Edomites later on in the future, man. You know, so we come in that same spirit. This is what's tearing down the strongholds of Esau, man. Revealing the lies, man. You know, revealing the truth of this devil and all the lies that he's been perpetuating around this earth, man. Like the Caesar Borgia image. When you proclaim that, that's doing more damage than any weapon, no machinery that you can have in your hands. Because that's tearing down all the lies that he's been pushing around the world. That he's the Most High, he's the Messiah. You know, that's bare blasphemy against the Holy Spirit that he's pushing, man. And the scripture says that he'll be pushing blasphemies against the Most High, against his tabernacle, you know, and against the heavens, man.
I take your point.
So this ain't about no carnal shit, and this is why this devil's getting to the point of he wants to shut down the whole internet, man. He wants to do censorship, mass censorship, and the famine of the word's coming. This is why he's doing that, because he knows that this word's tearing this shit down, man, and it can't be stopped.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 44 and 5. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name we will tread them under that rise up against us.
Right, so we're using the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to combat Esau and his kingdom, man. We're using the name of the Lord and the truth and his doctrine to combat against Esau and, unveiling his wickedness, man. That's what we're using, and we're using the scriptures, man. Right? Carry on, bro.
For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me.
No, so we're not trusting on any carnal instruments of war, man, to try and deliver us out of this situation, man. Put that aside, man. That's not going to save you in these days. Carry on, bro.
But thou hast saved us from our enemies and has put them to shame that hated us.
So that's how they're going to be put to shame, man, through the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and through bringing out this truth, man. Right, becoming the spectacle for the Lord, man. That's how it's got to be done, man, according to prophecy, man. Next one. Yeah.
This is Hebrews chapter 4 and 12. What? This is Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
So the word of the Lord is better than any kind of military you can use, man. Scoffers don't come up here and get cut because we cut them physically with a sword, man. They come up here and get cut and want to fight us and get carnal because we brought out the word of the Lord, man. So that just proves to you and shows you how powerful the words of this book really are, man. That's why it's likened onto a sword, man. That's why we call it our sword, man. Because it's more powerful than a sword.
Yeah, like I said, John the Baptist, he was going in wrong. He called Herod the fox, got the precept here. Luke 13 and 31 says, the same day there came certain of the Pharisees, saying unto him, get thee out and depart hence, for Herod will kill thee. So that was those wicked Sadducees and Pharisees that was working in tangent with the Roman Empire, man. Ye of your father the devil, you know. So they was weak in the faith, man. And they were scared of the Roman Empire, they were scared of Herod. So they even tried to warn John, like, you know, flee because he'll kill you, man. But what did John say, man? Let's see what John said. Did he back down? He said, verse 32, it says, and he said unto them, go ye and tell that fox, behold, I cast out devils and do curses today and tomorrow and the third day I shall be perfected. So he wasn't scared, man. That's the same spirit. We come in the boldness of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, not in our own boldness, because we ain't got no power of our own. Our power's in the heavens, man, and he rules over all. So that's the spirit. We come in that bold spirit, and we cast down the strongholds in this wicked our society, man. To the death, man. If so be it. You know? Be faithful unto death.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 1 and 7. For Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, have not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Yeah, the Lord said he'll give you a tongue, and none of your enemies shall be able to gainsay, man. That's why these, you know, anyone that comes up, even the scoffers, they're thinking that they're going to get one over on us, and, you know, so-called catch a snippet and all that, but you can't, man. You know, you can't. This is a spiritual battle, man. The words that were coming out of our mouths is for the spirit of the Heavenly Father and His Son, man. So you can't fight against that.
Back in Hebrews chapter 4 and 12, for the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Yeah, so M16 can't pierce your spirit. That's fleshly. That can only wound your flesh. It's not going to actually hurt your spirit and your soul, man. You know what I mean? It's not going to do that, man. It doesn't have the power to do that. But the word of the Lord does. They had that saying in the world, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt you. But that's false, man. Because the word of the Lord will fuck your shit up and, you know, change your walk. We've seen that many times at the camp. Someone get cut, they start walking different. And
You're never the same again.
Yeah, you're never the same. You gotta reconsider your whole life. You know? When you find out you're Edomite, imagine that. That's dreadful, man. You just found out you're Edomite.
You have to be scoffing every day, just like, Edomites don't exist, they're done, yeah? That's the only reason, that's the only way these guys can exist. That's why they're on the board day and night. My man said in his toilet taking a dump, just like, fuck!
They're on the Google search. Who Edomites are this? Are they really damn? Why can't they make it? Bare avenues are trying to find.
That search history, boy.
Then he comes like, look, it says, whosoever, yeah? Whosoever, that includes Edomite fam. No, you're done, man. I'll go one as well. Go.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised and his words are not heard.
So wisdom is better than strength, man. This truth is better than, you know, having carnal strength, man. Right? It's going to take you a long way. You stay in this word, you know, you stay in these precepts, man. You know, you have a chance of salvation if you be of the elect. Right? But going to the gym, bench pressing, you know, jumping jacks, they ain't going to help you in this truth, man. This is a prophet of little, man.
That's all temporal anyway.
Okay, you can run an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, you saw that drone. You ain't even gonna hear it. You're there, you're dead, you're dying. Your arm's all the way over there. You're just like, what happened?
Yeah, that same arm you was bicep curling with.
Yeah.
All that work.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. So that's the Lord's basically gonna set you up on them levels, man. You know, you might be going in, you know, doing one-arm muscle-ups and shit like that. You know, one-arm muscle-ups with an AK in the other hand. But then, look, man, hitting the target and everything. Hey, you can be doing that. But hey, the Lord's basically going to put you up. Well, one guy might be doing that. The Lord can have you levitating, shooting laser beams, man. How are you going to compete with that?
It says the mighty men in that day are going to be as women, man. They're going to be screaming like bitches, like literally. All that, hysterical and all that. They're going to lose their minds, so how much more, you know what I'm saying? You can't be in that spirit of, I'm going to bust my gun and all that. That's BS, man.
Yeah, we're all going to be changed, man. It says in the twinkling of the eye, you know, we shall be changed, man. So you can do what you want to your body, man. You can carve that six-pack, you know, with a knife, but it ain't going to help you in that day, man.
Hey, I'm going to say something funny, you know. Sometimes I check it out and I say, what is it like to twinkle the eye? I mean, twinkle the eye, you know. Right? See how quick it is, you know. Imagine you twinkle your eye and you're a man of power.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Twinkle your eye in the arm. Damn!
Powered up like Dragon Ball Z.
You know? Just like that. Just blink one blink and that's it. Powerful arm. That's heavy.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord.
Alright, so you can't be trusting in the carnal things, man. You can't be trusting in the flesh. Like, you ain't gonna make it, man. It's as simple as that. You put all that trust in your own body, that means you think you can deliver yourself from this hell that's gonna come upon the earth, man. You can't do that, man. You can't even deliver yourself from the time of martial law, let alone the law.
You can't deliver yourself from a fucking fine, 250-pound car fine. You try and deliver yourself from that, you're gonna get hemmed up in jail, man. Everyone's gonna be like, yo, what you been here for? Oh yeah, you know, I killed this nigga. And it's like, oh, what you went for? I didn't pay the fine. Nigga, your anus wouldn't be spread out.
Damn.
They're like, a car fine? A nigga?
That's you up.
Man getting the dax shit.
Dax you up. Yo.
That's how I know. No, but for real, all that so-called glory on this side, bro, that is not real.
It's like my man, he just got arrested recently, Tommy Robinson. Now, he's probably a Jake anyway, but he looks like a heathen, man. He's supposed to be leader, but political activist for that EDL, English Defence League. So he had that carnal mindset of that, I want to take you so down. And where is he now? They put him in a
just 85% Muslim prison.
Maximum sort of like prison, where he's going to be getting butt raped by the fucking Arabs in there and all that, man. The Muslims are going to rape that nigga to death, man. They're literally saying he's going to die in there.
You talk about Prophet Muhammad, yes?
Yeah.
Muhammad, don't love you now.
They're going to show him about Prophet Muhammad, what he was about. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens, man, because he came in that carnal mindset of, I'm going to set my own little group up, I'm going to speak against the government, but you're doing it in the wrong attachment.
This guy's going around jabbing fucking immigrants in Italy in the draw side and that. Man's uppercutting immigrants. You know, bro, what? He's a carnal. That, and the thing is, that's what's glorified out here, that carnal approach. That guy in that bike looked like he was about to die, bro. But that's the thing is the way Esau got all this shit, how was it? By the sword. That's why everyone's out here glorifying that. What's China trying to do? They're trying to get the aircraft carriers, trying to get the air force, trying to make sure they got the weapons development, they got the missile system, they got all this. That is all Esau's blessing, man. No matter how hard no matter how hard the other nations might toil in that, it's Esau's blessing. He's the one that's got the rule from it. He's the one making money off just selling them shit to you, man.
Revelation comes into.
They want to basically get nice stuff like Esau's getting, but hey, the Lord is going to sell.
That's how the scriptures say, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his
Talk it,
ways.
brother, talk it.
You can't follow Esau and think you're going to prosper using Esau's way. That's his blessing reserved for him.
Yes, don't envy him.
Let's keep it real. All the guys that you see so-called profiting, like Saudi Arabians or some African warlords, really they're making deals with Esau. They're making deals with the so-called white man. They might be like, okay, it's like Afghanistan. That opium, the price of opium, the felt is dirt cheap opium now. All of a sudden, and the US occupation since what 2001, them guys are still there. And wow, this is amazing. They